This is a concept that I've had a bit of a hard time with, I have to admit. If you want to love life and enjoy life and embrace life, you have to also embrace death. So in one instance, this degree is saying there should be more dancing at funerals. Hello, welcome back as we continue taking a look at the individual degrees of the zodiac, the Sabian degrees. Today we're on Capricorn, Cancer 5. I take a look at the opposite signs because they are mirrors of each other and they add a richness to the degree that might be yours specifically, but take a look at the opposite because it gives a lot of insight. All of the degrees do. They give us the insight, truth, symbols, psychological profiling, and the individual storylines of each degree. Without further ado, thanks for being here. We're going to jump into Capricorn 5 today. Indians on the warpath. While some men row a well-filled canoe, others in it perform a war dance. A photographer hand-coloring a landscape. Longboats on the way to festivities downriver. Tall, dark cypress trees in a cemetery. People walking in a cool arcade of stone arches. The stone here is red aventurine, and both stones will be in the description if you'd like to take a closer look. Red aventurine boosts physical vitality, sexuality, increases mental abilities, especially helpful if recovering from illness. It alleviates lower back pains, correcting issues with urinary tract, muscles, and blood. It clears negative energies, helps detoxify the body. It balances body, heart, mind, and spirit. There's a couple of things going on here. One is embracing activity, getting the blood moving, dancing, making everyday life a festivity. Otherwise, it just becomes about eating, sleeping, working, and it becomes monotony, like a prison sentence. If you want to love life and enjoy life and embrace life, you have to also embrace death. So in one instance, this degree is saying there should be more dancing at funerals. The tall, dark cypress trees in a cemetery are saying that death is a natural process, but out of it, we rise above it, and a new cycle of life begins. And when it does, it's richer and fuller because we had the experiences that we had with our loved ones. Or we die and we become something new. An old way of being dies and we become something new, like a career ends, a relationship ends. It's not necessarily life itself, but it can be life itself here that dies. There's an embracing the natural process of death here, but at the same time, enriching life. Dance to the music, drink the red wine, love the one you're with, because we only have so much time with the people that we're with. This degree knows how to combine imagination with reality so that it brings a harmony and its own specific aura to everything that it touches. And in doing so, it enriches everything. Cooking dinner, listening to a video, talking about the news, it doesn't matter what it is. A richness comes from embracing life, from dancing, from being silly, from being joyful and happy, because we know we're not promised tomorrow. We have today. Live today, be here now. If you are feeling a lack of vitality, embrace red today. Embrace dancing today. Turn the music on and dance. Love the one you're with. Let's take a look at Cancer 5. At a railroad crossing, an automobile is wrecked by a train. Characters from various books are laughing and joking with each other. A statue of ice sitting in the desert, it doesn't melt. A trap door under a rug. Coming to a fork in the road, a man has a surprising realization. The stone here is Grossular Garnet. It strengthens respiratory system, can fortify the kidneys and the liver, can regulate fat metabolism, eases symptoms of rheumatism, arthritis, encourages us to be grateful, injects joy, fun, romance, allows us to go with the flow, reminds us to slow down and take care of our overall well-being, and it increases our zest for life. Beautiful stones, both. I think both can be very helpful for this particular degree. So Cancer 5 can feel really dark. This whole phase feels destructive, but there's destructive and constructive activities in life. And here I have found you do want to be careful driving on this particular degree because you can have issues with your vehicle. So drive more on the offensive and be careful. Others may not be thinking straight on this particular degree, I have found. So be careful with driving. A few of the key phrases here are karmic readjustment, salvation through sin, learning through destruction. So, you do want to be careful here. Sometimes through destruction, it leads the way to construction. So that's what we're doing here. This can be a degree where you might want to go into escapism. That's a possibility here. Need for privacy, to get away from having to constantly deal with readjusting to the world. So there's a real defiance here. Resistance at all cost could be going on here. The ice refusing to melt in the desert sun. So there's a strong ability to remain true to your inner core, but sometimes to the point of causing the aggression of others. Knowing that our story is capable of always being rewritten in any manner, we have that ability here. This is a crossroads, and it can be a destructive crossroad. There can be the refusal to see things and feel things because you don't want to feel the pain, or you don't want to be hurt, you don't want to be angry, and so you bottle it up. And if you do, that can work for a little while, but it can manifest in issues in your body. It can manifest with, anger, road rage, all those kind of things. So we eventually must feel the things that we've been afraid to feel. And on this degree, you want to kind of embrace that. Let the tears flow here. The automobile is man's conscious desire to forge ahead no matter what, and the train is the social collective consciousness here, the railroad crossing. So we're at a crossroads. We want to embrace life, but sometimes that means we have to embrace letting something go, and that's what's going on here. You don't want to be careless or too aggressive. There can be some aggressiveness here. Aggressiveness, if not giving some kind of an outlet, leads to issues in the body. And one way to get it out is to put it into something else, like dancing, like sex, like finding a way to build something that's constructive that gets your energy out. So that there may be a real need for that, or a need to relax and get away from everything, but not to the point where you're escaping all the time. This feels kind of like a crisis point, but the way through is to flow, to get your energy out. If you feel it and you're not able to get it out in one way, you find a constructive way to get it out in another way. Be careful of driving. Be careful of words that you say. There can be a destructiveness here, and sometimes destruction is what is needed, but there's a way always to get that energy out in a proactive way. Turn the music on and dance. I also think that meditation is really strong here. One of the backstories is taking in the gentle vibration of the spiritual realm helps with the harshness of reality. So it's not to delve too much into escapism, but to have balance in our life can mean, especially for this particular degree, if it's really strong for you, your emotions can overwhelm you. They can overwhelm me. And one way to inject balance in my life is that I meditate every day. And it's different every time. I have a different point of focus, and I just follow, my internal guidance as to what is needed. But to drink that in helps balance out the rough spots. It helps the fact that I will remain true to myself in a stubborn way, but I still have to live in society. So that's what I have for you today. Leave me a comment if these symbols are speaking to you strongly. Subscribe if you'd like more of this information, and take care till next time.